I'm in the process of turning my garage into a wood shop. The step I'm on now is fixing the ceiling before I can add the lights. The ceiling had started to come down due to people walking up and down in the attic. And so I was able to stabilize it with a bunch of screws, but there's still a lot of cracks along the different seams of the drywall panels. So today I'm going to be drywall taping and mudding it. The last time I used drywall mud was when I was rebuilding the drywall around the stairs of my house in Connecticut. So I haven't used it in probably 2 years, and it took me about that whole project before I felt like I got the hang. And so with this, I'm really trying to remember how to use the mud and spread it and get the right consistency. I decided to start using the not pre-mixed stuff to begin with, which I think was a big mistake. And so later on, I actually go and buy mixed stuff. But for everything in this video, it is having to be mixed by me. The drywall is really cracked right there. There's a big chunk out of it. So I'm going to try to pull that down with a screw and then mud over it and see if I can't repair the damage. Well, it's not coming down, so I guess I'll just mud it really hard. See if that doesn't work. Hard to do that on a ceiling, though. I had majorly underestimated how much mud I'd need and how difficult it would be to use. And I didn't actually even buy a stir paddle until later on. I'm just mixing the mud in my trough with the 5-inch drywall blade there, which isn't the best way to get it to be fully consistent or mixed well. And it left a lot wanting it to actually go on like smooth, and it had dry pockets, and it was really pretty bad. Now that I have a layer of mud across the ceiling, the next step was to sand. I knew it'd create a ton of dust, so I decided to try to cover up my tools as best I could. It's kind of a Sisyphean effort with the amount of dust and how long this project is going to end up taking me. The dust is going to get everywhere no matter what I do, but I'm at least trying to protect my stuff. I also started just with a little hand sander there, and I very quickly realized just how much effort this would be and how difficult it would be not having a sander on a pole. So I went and got this pole, and that greatly helped, although it's still pretty hard. But this was at least working, whereas before I felt like it was just so encumbersome that I would never get it done. Whereas with this, I was making progress. So yeah, I just kind of keep going at it and knocking everything down and trying to prepare it for the next coat. One of the things that made this difficult is as I was sanding, I could tell what I was doing was not ideal, in that I could tell I hadn't put enough mud down, and so I felt kind of like I was shooting myself in the foot and, making basic DIY mistakes. But that's kind of how you learn, is you do mistakes, and then you can learn from the mistake as you fix it. So there's a lot of me just thinking through, why isn't this working? What's wrong? I need to go and watch more tutorials and figure out what I'm messing up with it. Which I think I just didn't put down nearly enough mud, and I should have been using pre-mixed stuff and then mixing that on top and adding a little bit of water so that it's really smooth and can just cover a large swatch instead of just the tape itself. But that's all part of learning a new skill. It's just kind of live and learn, and you make mistakes and you learn from them, and you do it and you do it again, and eventually it looks pretty good. Thanks for joining me as I figure out how to turn my garage into a wood shop by fixing the cracks in the ceiling. In the next one, I'll be doing a much better coat of mud, and the garage ceiling will really start to take shape as I get that wider swatch down and Next, after that, I will wire it and put in the lights and get that inspected, and then I'll be super close to actually having my wood shop. So, and then I can get back to sculpting, which I'm very excited about. I started drawing a lot recently in preparation to start making sculptures again, which has been really wonderful. Bye.